Hello there everyone, welcome to another Italian pronunciation video, this time for the song The Prayer. We will explore tips and tricks to help you get started on singing more precise Italian and also discuss proper open and closed vowels and other non-phonetic things such as phrasal doubling and assimilation. Before we do that, please direct your attention to the description of this video below. You'll find links to my various websites, my crowdfunding site. Check them out when you have a chance. Also, in the description below, you will see the entire text to the song written out with all of the phrasal doublings and the things that are not phonetic. If you're new to Italian pronunciation, you'll know what I mean by the end of this video. So let's go through it. First, I'll go through line by line, and then I will break it down word by word. So here's the line by line. La luce che tu hai nel cuore resterà a ricordarci che Etɛrna stella sei nella mia preghiɛra. Quanta fede c'è. Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza. Un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia la mano al suo vicino. Simbolo di pace, di fraternità. Okay. So obviously this is just the Italian portion. There are some English words also. Let's go through word by word. So la is the first word. A in Italian is always a. La luce. So notice that in Italian the words flow vowel to consonant, vowel to consonant. When you have single consonants, it's the same feeling as going a. And of course, when you sing, everything is slowed down a bit. So things are way more exaggerated than speech. So in this case, la luce is a good way to practice. What Americans tend to do is to cut la luce and go onto the consonant. So this is what I'm trying to avoid with this. La luce. Notice that CE is che. In order for it to be K, it would have to have an H. So che, la luce. Next word, K. And there we have it, right? C-H-E. So the H is there to make the C a hard K sound. K, right? So Italian K is also very, very voiced. K, right? Not gay, but not K, but somewhere between the two, right? So if you were to say G-E, gay, K, and there it is. So tu is the same. Especially in sung Italian, you don't want to have lots of air going through the T as in English. Tu, right? Tu. It's almost as if you're going to say do, and then you make it a T. Tu. Che tu, che tu, che tu I, right? Che tu I. So A-I. H-A-I is like saying A and E. I, without a Y. So we have if you have an English or American accent, you'll put a Y, I, like that. The Italians just go from A to E, right? Without a glottal stop, without that, I, right? So you have to go all the way to the A and all the way to the I, the E sound, right? So the whole sentence, la luce che tu hai. Notice that I stop before the T because the word K is what is known as a strong monosyllable, a one-syllable word that causes a phrasal doubling, causes the next word to have a double consonant. Now, this is very subtle, and if you exaggerate it, it gets kind of heavy and vulgar, right? So you want to listen to somebody who's really Italian do it, and then copy that, right? I just want to alert you to the existence of this phenomenon, right? So la luce che tu hai, you hear it's so subtle, che tu hai. There's just a little double T. So how do I do that double T? Well, I go up to the T and I don't say it. Che tu. That's all there is to making a double. Now, of course, I exaggerated the space. It's bigger, but you just make the space very, very little, and then you have it. Okay, so let's go on to the second phrase in Nel. So N-E-L. So there are two forms of an E. There's a bigger E that is like the E in head. It's called open E, and there's a smaller E. It's like face in English, right? Without the glide sound, because in English we go face. So it's like going hey, hey, right? So it's that A vowel. That's this one, just written by printed E. Nail, right? So now this is called closed E, and you never want to close down when you sing it, right? It's like saying hey. We can say that in our throat is open, right? So nail, right? Now I'm exaggerating, of course, just for the point of demonstration, right? As opposed to an open E, which is in the word sei, later it's on the fourth line, the last word, or Etɛrna. And you see that's written with the rounded edges, E. So those are the two E's in Italian. So there's A and E. Now the next word, cuɔre, o. So it's like isn't that too bad, right? Cuɔre. So the U is just a glide in this sense, although you must form it from the U position. U, uore, cuore. So that's the word, cuore. You don't want to say cuore and separate them. It's just a glide. Next, resterà. Now, this is a word when you speak, and if you speak Italian, you can kind of bleed that S into the first syllable. When you sing, you have to be careful to divide the syllables like this. Resterà. So, nel cuore resterà, like that, right? Next, a ricordarci. So, ricordarci. Lots of R's, right? And lots of rolled R's. A ricordarci. So when we do an R correctly, we have the tip of our tongue against the ridge behind our front teeth, our top front teeth. And the pitch that we sing actually sounds on this R, like that. Now, one of the common mistakes is to go, of course, American ricordarci, and you sound like Scooby-Doo. Or you can actually do the R correctly, but then release your tongue. I hear a lot, right, with the opening of the O in the middle of the word. So you want to roll that R. Also, we'll talk about O. O is either open or big or small. Right? So the open one is like the one in cuore, aw. It's like AW, I saw, right? In English. The O is like Joe, right? Hey, Joe. That's a good way of doing the closed E and O in Italian, right? So in this case, anything that's unstressed in Italian is closed. And it's only the stressed vowels that you have to worry about being open. So in this case, you have ricordarci. Notice that the word is legato, right? And it flows from one thing to another. CI in this case is chi. CHI would be ki. CI is chi. Next you have the word K again. The word next is Etɛrna. So Notice you have both forms of the E. You have the closed E and you have the open E. Now the open E is on the stressed, right? So as I said, the stressed vowels can either be open or closed, and there's no rule, there's no rhyme or reason. You just have to memorize it or look it up if you don't know the word, if you have a word that's not familiar. In this case, Etɛrna. It rhymes with head in English, without, of course, the glide, right? So that's the other thing I want to talk about is Italian vowels do not harmonize. And what I mean by that is in English, when we speak, when we move in slow motion, our jaw kind of melds from one, there's like a fade if it were a film, it fades from one vowel to another. Italian moves, even though it's legato, it moves like this, very fast from vowel to vowel. So to give you an example, your Etɛrna, a. Do you see there's no melding? An English speaker will go and where one vowel begins and where one ends, it just kind of mixes together. Okay, so I hope that helps you with jaw movement, that you're moving pretty sharply from vowel to vowel. There's no harmonization. Another good way to practice is to go a, separate. A, and then that feeling is the same when you do the whole word. Etɛrna. I hope that helps you. Also notice that the open E does not harmonize with the R. In English, especially American English, when you have an R, it influences the vowel. For instance, chair, right? Fair, things like that. The R and the vowel become one, right? They become entangled. In Italian, that doesn't happen. And I hear a lot of people sing Etɛrna with that, like that chair vowel. It's Etɛrna. Okay? I hope that helps. Next word. Here we have a stressed E and it's closed. It's smaller E. Stella. Right? Stella. Now there's another thing that happens, there's a double L. Not all double consonants stop. Some of them phonate, and L's and N's and M's are good examples of that. So what I mean by that is that you're going to phonate, your vocal cords will stay vibrating on that L. Stella, double L. Single L, stella. I don't allow my tongue to stay on the L while I phonate. Stella. Wrong, right? In this case, stella. So you have to have an instance of your vocal cords going on the L for it to be double L. Say, right? So this is open E. A, E, A, E. You have to go all the way to A and E. A, right? Not A, right? A, say. Going on, you have again Nella. You have a stressed E and it's closed, and we already know how to do double L. Mia. Now here's a good example of there will never be a note written for the vowel here. You have to make up a grace note when you sing, and the E in this pronoun gets the accent. Mia, mia. And the is just like a grace note. Mia. Okay, next word. Preghiɛra. So most things most E's that are before a semivowel are open. So this I is just a semivowel, and it's kind of invisible. It's just like a Y, right? Preghiɛra. Notice that the R is not rolled on the second part, the second R, but the first R is. The reason for that is when an R touches a consonant in Italian, it rolls. When it's between two vowels, it flips. So note the first one, preghiɛra, not preghiera. in this case. It's just the flipped R in between the vowels. The first R, pr, roll all you want. Preghiɛra, preghiɛra. Next, QU is quanta, quanta. Notice that the N is a double N because it touches a T. So is another thing that's not phonetic. That N is going to phonate leading into the T. Quanta. Next, fede. This is a word in modern Italian that has become closed. In old Italian, it was open. It was fede, and somehow it changed. So you can sing either. Chat. So C-E, chat with apostrophe. There is. And the next phrase is Sogniamo, Sogniamo, Sogniamo. So GN is like the GN in lasagna, right? Sogniamo. So IA in this case is again a semivowel. Sogniamo, gniamo. Notice that the M is single M. So it's very easy to go sogniamo. So again, notice that if you want to make a double M, if you phonate, it's double M. Sogniamo, wrong, right? In this case we want sogniamo. So UNM becomes un mondo. Sogniamo un mondo. Un mondo. So it just becomes one M. Sogniamo un mondo. It's called an assimilation, and we'll do that. We do some of this stuff in English. Next is sɛnza, sɛnza, right? Sɛnza. The Z is like TZ, sɛnza. Next, più. So più is one of those strong words that causes a doubling. So there's a very slight double V, and double V is very difficult to sing and not overdo. So if you're going to do it not at all or do it very little, right? Più violenza, just that much, right? You don't want to be più violenza and do a lot. Violenza, again, this is an open E, and then the Z is TZ. And again, we have un mondo di giusti-zia. Now here's the thing. G-I is soft G. G-H-I would be gi, right? So in this case, it's giusti-zia. Now, when you speak in Italian, you can say giustizia. And you see how I did it with the TZ. When you sing it, it becomes ugly if you go giustizia and you stop. So you have to elongate the E when you sing. Giustizia. And every vowel in this is actually long, right? Because when you sing, you don't want giustizia. You don't want it all to stop. Giustizia. And it's like the cia almost becomes like a semi-vowel. E di speranza, speranza, speranza. So this R is flipped, it's between two vowels. The N, it phonates a little bit going into the TZ. So now, we have a strong monosyllable, the word and, which is A. Notice that there's a slight double D. And of course, again, if you do it too much, it's not going to be good. So when in doubt, just leave it out. But if you're good at it, you can do it and you can make it elegant, right? So di giustizia, di speranza. Just a slight double D there. Very slight. The word di of does not double. And I hear a lot of people, it's very funny how people's instincts are exactly the opposite of what they need to be. So no one will double any of the right ones, but then they'll double di giustizia. Even Italians will do this when they sing. This is not correct after the word di. Now, there is a poetic word, di, with an accent that in poetry, it means day. No, modern Italian says it. It's giorno in modern Italian, but you'll see it in old opera arias. And that word does double. Okay, so going on. Ognuno. This is a very difficult word. You can take it syllable by syllable. GN again is like the GN in lasagna, right? Or lasagne if you're Italian. But ognuno, new. So you do an N, and then you do a Y, you. So you can do it backwards. You know. Ognuno. So start with an N. Ognuno, and then do a Y. Ognuno. Dia la mano. Notice that la is also a weak monosyllable. It does not double M. La mano. Don't do that. La mano. Ow. Right? Long vowels. Next. A-L. Al. Suo. Again, the accent is on the U, and you have to make a grace note for the O. Suo. Next. Vicino. Now, this is a very good word to do single consonants. I hear so often when people sing this, vicino, doubling every single thing. Not right, right? So you can practice E-O. Actually, there's not going to be any glottal between the, you think two E's, right? Just think about another E without actually doing another E. E-O. That's the feeling of what the word feels like when you put the consonants in. Vicino, right? Very exaggerated for speech, but very good for singing, right? So when you're singing, everything's slowed down, so any mistake you make is going to be amplified. Next, Simbolo. Now I'm doing this very slowly, but this is how you're going to sing it. S-I-C. The M before the B is going to phonate. Your vocal cords will be vibrating. Simbolo. And there's one L, right? How many times have you heard Simbolo? Double L. Simbolo. Simbolo di pace. There's not one double consonant in that whole phrase. So practice that. Di pace. Also di fraternità. So ta is the accent. The accent's on the last syllable. Fraternità, right? So Italian has all different kinds of accents. The most common accent is on the second to last syllable, right? Most words will end that way. Mondo, Sogniamo, right? Quanta, so the second to last syllable, known as the penultimate syllable. There's also anti-penultimate syllable, where it's two syllables, right? Subito, some words, then those are an exception. And then some are on the end, like fraternità. Now, the reason for this used to be fraternitade, and there was another syllable, but it got cut off, right? So now the accent is on the last syllable. That's what the accent is for. Notice that also in this word, both R's are rolled. Fraternità. Okay, so I hope this helped you. I broke it down a little bit word by word. Let's do it one more time all the way through and get a nice flow for everything. La luce che tu hai nel cuore resterà a ricordarci che Etɛrna stella sei nella mia preghiɛra. Quanta fede c'è. Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia la mano al suo vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. Well, now you made it to the end of another video, and if you feel you have benefited from my work and you saved some money, why not head over to Patreon or Subscribestar to support my work. There you may donate as little as a couple dollars a month, and your support is very appreciated and helps me very much in the creation of new videos. Also, you may support me by subscribing and sharing and liking the videos. Sharing especially helps YouTube recognize that this channel is relevant. Remember that nothing takes the place of a great live coaching. So why not show off your new Italian pronunciation skills to your coach or your teacher? And your coach or teacher will be very happy to now spend more time on music rather than pronunciation. Well, I hope this video has been helpful, and just feel free to comment in the space below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.